The worth of a story is determined by whether or not it encourages its audience to grow in virtue, not in how the way it is told. A lot of people will look down on Star Wars animation because they think cartoons are for babies. It's true that most cartoons are somewhat childish, but for the majority of Star Wars animation, this is not the case. Star Wars animation is full of heroes that their viewers wants to emulate, whether it's the brotherly conviction of Rex or the sacrifice of Kanan. There's something deeply moving about almost every story. And these stories are more moving than the films because they have more time to develop over time, as most of it is TV shows, while in a movie you have to cram it into like 4.5 hours. Another thing that I appreciate about Star Wars animation is how it refrains from portraying morally gray characters as heroes, unlike the Acolytes. In Rebels, Saw Gerrera is portrayed as an ally, but his extremist actions are spoken against and criticized, not sympathized with. One theme of the films that animated Star Wars expands on is sacrifice. For example, Depa Billaba sacrifices herself so Kanan can live. At the time his name was Caleb Doom, which inspires him years in the future to sacrifice himself for his family of friends, which likewise inspires his apprentice, Ezra Bridger, to do the same. There is more emotion in animated Star Wars. Of course, emotion is not the most important thing, but it's part of being human, and it elevates the truth in a story. Whether it's the sadness of losing most of the heroes of the 501st after the Siege of Mandalore, the death of Fives after he's trying to save the Jedi and his brothers from Order 66, or, to mention it again, Kanan's death. There's something very different about these stories and beautiful that you don't see in a lot of modern entertainment. Because these shows take time to tell the story, the characters are more fleshed out and interesting than the ones in the films, and there are more themes of what it means to be a good person and of truth laid in there because of that. This isn't a knock on the films, it's just showing that Star Wars animation has done the best job of telling a good, compelling story, and I recommend that you check it out because I think that there's something for everyone there.